Welcome to our Fall Equinox Restorative Yoga sequence. I'm Caren Baginski. It's great to be here on the mat with you today. We're going to balance the qualities of the vata dosha, which are dominant during the autumn season. Things like coolness, dryness, lightness, and counteract those with warmth, heaviness, and stillness in our restorative yoga poses with props. I highly recommend getting on some cozy socks and long clothes so that you'll stay warm. And here's a list of the rest of the props you'll need. 4 blankets, 1 flat bolster, an eye covering, and a chair or couch. Let's start on our backs in a preparatory pose before we rest in stillness. Bring your knees in toward your chest. And hug the knees inward toward each armpit. Then glide the feet up toward the ceiling and slide the hands either to the ankles or to the soles of the feet. With the elbows in the inner knees, open the legs into Ananda Balasana or Happy Baby. Start to breathe here into your belly, feeling the belly rise with inhale. And relax downward with exhale. On your next inhale, start to straighten your left leg out, maybe sliding the hand down the leg. And then exhale, bring it back into bend. Inhale, same thing with the right leg. Lengthen it outward. And exhale, bring it back in. We'll do this 2 more times on both sides. Just working with your pace of breath, going slow. No need to find the deepest stretch here that you can. Just enough to awaken the inner legs. And soften all the muscles in your face. And as you complete this right leg, take the exhale to bring both of the legs, hugging them back in. Your arms can rest around the shins or the knees. Big inhale breath to feel the abdomen move against the thighs. And breath out, gentle hug in, squeezing all the breath out. Release through the legs. Rock to a side and push yourself up. We'll come into supported child's pose first. So grab your flat bolster and place it lengthwise up 1/2 of your mat. Follow that by taking one of your blankets open wide into a basic fold. If you're unfamiliar with the folds of the blankets, you can find more information in my yoga book, Restorative Yoga. We're just placing that for some extra softness here for the knees and possibly to roll underneath the ankles. You'll find your way to another blanket and make a rectangle fold, folding the long side over so it's the same length and width as your bolster. And then finally, let's take a third blanket, open it up quite wide. This is going to drape around your body. So start to bring that blanket around behind you, cozying it into the creases of your thighs as you come closer toward the bolster and let the knees go wide. Bringing the bolster in toward you, take your hands to either side. Inhale, find some length here with the spine, and then exhale and slowly lower your chest down. Walking your hands forward with the palms down, turn a cheek here to the bolster. Now you might notice right away if you have any tightness in the ankles or the knees, or if you need more support or less support here in front of you. Ideally, find your way to a space where your shoulders and your hips are on the same level, and there's no tension here in your hips or your ankles. You can roll up the back of this blanket that's underneath you and place that right underneath the ankle joint if you like. If you're settling in, relax and close the eyes. We'll find our way into some simple breathing here to further promote relaxation. So empty all your air. Inhale to a count of 4. Exhale to a count of 4. Inhaling 4. Exhaling 4. Inhale 4. Exhale to 6. Slowing down the exhale. Inhaling 4. Exhaling 6. Inhale 4. Slow down to exhale 8. Inhaling 4. And exhaling 8. Now either continue with that count, but if that feels like a struggle or strain in the breath, return to the 4 to 6 count instead. Slowing down the exhale and feeling yourself being received by the props. Go at your own pace. There's no way to do this wrong. Soften your jaw and your eyes. Feeling yourself becoming more spacious on the inhale through your back and more relaxed in your chest with the exhale. Finish up one more round of this breath. And on the exhale, relax the count, relax the breath entirely, and optionally turn your other cheek to the blanket, resting the head down. Find your way into complete effortlessness and stillness here. Letting the body breathe itself. Just rest until I bring you out. We'll transition out of supported child's pose by first turning your chin back to face the bolster, then moving the hands and walking them toward you to lift the chest up. Set the blanket that's wrapped around you to the side. Walk your hands down to the mat and the knees back into table. Extend one leg back at a time, tucking the toes under, and find all of that fresh energy flowing through the knee joint and the ankle. Do the same thing to the other side. Easy breath in and out. Relax the knees down. Sitting back here for a moment so we can transition into supported, seated, bound angle. We'll keep the props in front of us, but just open up this rectangle fold, fold the short sides together, and then fold the short sides together one more time until you make a double square fold. And place this about in the middle of the flat bolster. Push that up so you can have access to the basic fold blanket underneath you. We're going to fold that up 2 times to a square fold and then turn one of the corners of that blanket up the middle of the mat. You'll sit on this blanket with your legs on either side of the flat bolster. Sitting here, you can notice that it lifts the back of your pelvis. So if you can start to tip forward, you'll feel supported in your sits bones. And that's what you're looking for here. No curve in your low back. Opposite, want a concave curve here to protect that space. Grab your other blankets because we're going to bring them into a rolled blanket. Rolling one of the short sides up and placing that on either side of your mat. And then take this flat bolster, lift it up, and press the soles of your feet together in front of you. The flat bolster can come on top, and then bring these rolled blankets underneath your shins and your upper thighs on either side. As you lean forward, you ideally like your forehead to be facing down and resting here on the blanket. So you might find that this is not enough height for you. Maybe you just stop right up here, in which case you can simply tip this bolster up on edge and rest your head like so. The head on the bolster here. So find the way that will be most restful for your body at this moment. There's no need to struggle or strain your way into these poses. You want to feel deeply relaxed. The arms can rest down by the sides, onto the feet, whatever feels comfortable for you here. And as the spine relaxes and curls down and in, close the eyes. Relax the breath. Allow your energy to find rest. I'll keep time for you. So there's nothing for you to do right now, but give yourself permission to fully rest and relax. If you notice thoughts are coming up, try saying to yourself, neti, neti, which means not this, not this. You are not those thoughts. Feel your way beyond the thought into your being. Transition out of this pose by feeling into your palms, drawing them in closer so you can inhale slowly and lift your chest. Once you come upright, set the bolster off to the side. Bring your hands to the outer knees and lift them up and in, extending the legs long in front of you. Take your time, resettling into the thighs, and find your way to a chair or a couch so we can set up for legs up the chair. Sitting next to your chair, arrange one blanket here on the other side of your mat, and we'll create a headrest blanket by taking it into this square fold, pulling the top fold back a couple inches, tuck the outer edges under, then go to the back fold and tuck the outer edges under all the way to the front. Push your palm into the middle to create a nest for your head. Keep your eye covering nearby if you're going to use that, as well as a second blanket to cover your body. I have 2 blankets here on the chair because I need more height for my legs. You might as well. Swing your legs up the chair and hook your knees into its edge. Then lower down onto your back and rest your head into the headrest blanket. If you notice your knees are floating in space and aren't supported, then add some blankets underneath. Let's take the other blanket that we have next to us, and you can open it up as much as you need, covering the whole body, or just place it across the thighs and the belly, tucking it in around your sides. Finally, if you'd like to place the eye covering on now, do so. Making any last adjustments as the arms come to a V with the palms face up. Allow yourself to feel heavy and relaxed here. And take a few more breaths just to settle in from all of that effort of the setup, finding your way into calm breath and stillness. Relax into the creases of the hips and thighs. Feel the leg bones become heavy, sinking like stones toward the floor. Go right back into that space beyond the thoughts. The still center that resides within, no matter the movement and the seasons of our life. That which is always constant, unchanging. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Receive a bigger breath into the belly and the chest. Open the mouth and with a soft sigh, exhale. We'll remove the eye covering. And the blanket on the body. Set that off to the side. Pull your knees inward toward your chest. Heels rest on the edge of the chair. Reach one arm overhead and roll onto that side, dropping the legs to the floor. Slowly inhale and press your way to a seat. As you arrive in a seat, we'll transition into wrapped relaxation pose to end our practice. Keep your headrest blanket, but move away from your chair, and we'll set up the rest of the props from there. For this pose, we'll lie on our back and wrap our legs in blankets. You'll need 2 basic folds. So extending your legs long and keeping them somewhat together. You'll rest your head in the headrest blanket and then bring 1 basic fold blanket over your ankles and your knees. Tuck that in around your sides and take the second basic fold, place that toward your knees and up toward your abdomen, and then lower down from here. Resting your head in the headrest blanket, take the other blanket and pull it up. So now when you take your hands and with the knife edge of your pinkies tuck in the blanket all around, it comes up nearly to your waist and your stomach. You can apply the eye covering here as well, or just close your eyes and open your arms with the palms up to a V. The legs will feel lightly held together here with no effort from you. If you notice that your low back tends to ache, you might try placing a blanket roll underneath your knees. Otherwise, begin to rest in stillness, feeling your way into our final relaxation. Making any final adjustments so that you can truly rest and be still, without any need to tend to the clothes or the blankets. Now drop into presence, stillness, the unchanging space within, until I bring you out.
absorbed in silence and relaxation. Know you may return to this practice anytime you need throughout the fall season to find balance. We'll transition out with gentle movements in the fingers and the toes. Bend the knees in, planting the feet. Drop to a side of your choice, rolling there, curling up into a ball, and letting the eye covering fall. Keep this sensation with you. Let it come into the rest of your life as you press into the floor and lift yourself up to a seat. Just taking the blankets with you or off you. Seated position of your choice with palms together at the heart in Anjali Mudra. Taking a breath in and a breath out, honoring all the teachers and realized beings who have come before to bring this practice to us. Gratitude. Relax your hands. Begin to open your eyes. Take your time coming back into the space. There's absolutely no rush. If you enjoyed this practice, as always, it means a lot if you share how it went in the comments. I love hearing from you. You can give it a like and subscribe so we can relax again together sometime soon. I'll see you then.